I was 22 years old when I was first diagnosed with epilepsy after having my first grand mal seizure. Some people say that epilepsy is caused by brain injuries or by stress. I was shopping at the time. Looking back now, learning what I know about epilepsy, I'm sure that I was having what they call petit mals or episodes all the way through senior school. My teachers just thought I was daydreaming. I lost concentration or the thread of what I was saying. After my initial diagnosis, I had all the tests necessary to medicate me. I had an EEG and a photosensitive test to see if flashing lights affected me and colours. I have to this day still no knowledge of what affects me of a seizure. I have no what they call auras, nothing, no warning signs at all, no smells, no senses of anything. I was stable on my medication for many years after getting married. After that, I was getting married, moved house, I got divorced, I married again. I even had my first child without coming off of medication, but being thoroughly checked regularly. It was whilst I was carrying my second child that I had my next seizure. I was at a party, designated driver, as I was not drinking because I was pregnant. I didn't drive home that night. I ended up in hospital. Again, the doctors changed my medication, but they assumed that it was due to my pregnancy that I had this seizure. My next lot of seizures were years later, and this time there were quite a few over quite some months, possibly due to the stress caused by doing a university course for my job. I had one at the hairdresser's, a few over the course of a holiday, and a few others. They changed my medication, and I am now on a cocktail of drugs, some being slow release. Since these seizures 13 years ago, I have suffered breast cancer. My husband had 2 strokes and passed away during his third 6 years ago. I have finished raising 2 children and moved house and seem to be stable now. Epilepsy has affected my memory. I don't remember much of my childhood, for example. I cannot scuba dive if I wanted to, but the most debilitating element for me with regards to epilepsy is not being able to drive for 6 months to a year when you do have a seizure. My father was diagnosed with epilepsy when he was 17 during his exams and has been on medication since. He's now 80. He has been told that he'd probably grown out of it and could stop taking the tablets, but he would have to stop driving for 6 months, and he won't do that. When my son was 12, I noticed he was having some episodes. I managed to get him tested for epilepsy, and he is also on medication. Although he has not had a full seizure, I am pleased to say, hopefully he won't have to experience that. So the doctors tell me epilepsy is not hereditary. My dad has it, I have it, and my son has it. I'm not so sure. Is it just that common, or is it hereditary?